Hi guys, I'm Shmi. Hello, good morning and welcome back to the Geneva Motorshow, where as every year, we're going to say farewell to the show with a tour of some of the most extreme cars that are on display. We're talking some of the tuner cars like Brabus, like TechArt, like Out. We'll go and look at the creations made by Mansory, as well as checking out the roofs and other models, things that you might not have seen yet on the channel from this year's Geneva Motorshow. So let's get started then right behind me and see what's about. Brabus is always a pretty strong place to begin, and as always they've presented a number of new cars, traditionally in black, looking menacing. So to begin right at the very front, we have this, their take on the new AMG G63, the Brabus Widestar 800, 800 being the significant number here. They've taken the power output of the 4-litre bi-turbo V8 up from the standard 585 horsepower to, yep, you guessed it, 800 horsepower. Not only that, taking a look around the car, you can see new bumpers, new aero parts, a new carbon fiber bonnet, carbon fiber light strip up on the roof. You've got these new wheels as well, a fully refitted interior. There's a new exhaust system. Basically, they take the already pretty cool G63, dial it up a few notches, and you've got this. Continuing along, the facelifted S-Class Coupe also now has that 4-litre engine, again dialed up to 800 specification for this. And then this is one of my favorites, the Brabus 900 Rocket. This is the S-Class Maybach. So inside, fully land of luxury, the V12, and in this case 900 horsepower and well over 1,000 Newton meters of torque. They also have the Brabus classic cars, they're refurbished cars. Here, this is pretty interesting actually. It's a G500 4x4 squared with an engine swap to the G63's engine. So they never actually made that car. Mercedes-AMG never made that car. Brabus have done it. They've given it 850 horsepower, the satin carbon fiber, the massive louvres and exaggerated parts. It's a beast. Oh, Mansory, the extremities of the extreme. Let's take a look around, starting here with the two Lamborghinis in front of us, both of which are one-offs. This is the Carbonado Evo. Now, I actually experienced a Carbonado once before, and my mind was blown in many ways. It's a complete new body made out of carbon fiber. In fact, you have this exposed stealth bomber style carbon fiber, numerous vents, ducts, openings, wings, louvres, you name it, but they've also transformed that engine. It's a 6.5 litre V12. Normally it would be naturally aspirated. In this case, it's a twin turbo, making 1,250 horsepower. It will spit flames like nobody's business, and it looks ridiculously wild with the red accents as well and a new interior. That thing is crazy. Coming along, we also have the Lamborghini Urus, or in this case, the Venatus, another one-off project, also with that stealth bomber style carbon fiber for the bonnet and some of the front sections, but you can see again new louvres, wider arches, larger wheels, a fixed wing at the rear, an interior that's been retrimmed, and also some orange pinstriping and accents to go against it. That is not all that Mansory are doing though. We also have their smarts. I love how they've made almost a Panamericana front grille for the car, exposed carbon. That's quite a colour combination though. In fact, all three of these cars are quite a colour combination. Have a look at that. The S63 Cabriolet, absolutely dialed up beyond the end of the scale, the exterior and the interior to match. This, well, this is mental. Look at the forged carbon for the splitter around the front, the wheels, the colours, crazy. If you thought that was everything from Mansory, you were mistaken. They also have a G63, in this case, the Philipp Plein Star Trooper. It has a painted camo on the car, the wide body, lots of lights, even a red Starlight headliner in there. And then right in front of us here is the Centuria, based on the Bugatti Chiron, with again, just about everything that could possibly be changed having been changed. New paintwork, new wheels, new louvres, new openings, a new exhaust system, a roof snorkel on the top as well, a completely new interior, and a proper look at this car too, currently plugged into a trickle charger because we're so early in the morning, the show hasn't yet officially fully opened. Beyond that, we've got the Billionaire, based on the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, completely overhauled car. Look at that, look at the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, completely with a bigger bumper with even more grills going on, the larger wheels, the new interior, the dual tone, the custom stripe that even says Billionaire, hand painted on the side. We've got the Bentley Continental GT Geneva edition, a ginormous forged carbon bonnet. Wow, just These cars, they take everything and dial it up beyond anybody else ever. Then we've got the Mansory Evora GTE, the carbon fiber body kit top spec Evora final edition, the Range Rover as well, and the Aventador S with their kind of normal package, if we can call it that. What a stand. The Okcu stand here. Now, I visited these guys last year to take a look at some of their creations, but this is the Okcu Treasure. It's a one of one, and the interior, everything that you see that is gold is 24 karat gold. It is a very, very luxurious way to get around. Even back here, the Bang & Olufsen system is 24 karat for the controller. There's an IWC clock in here, the seat controls. And take a look at this as well. If I press right here, an umbrella will be revealed, a gold-plated umbrella as well. And of course, behind the seats, you have the large screen. You can control all of the lights, all the comfort, the fridge, the cooling, the screens. You have a touch screen here to control all of that and interact with it. You have the headliner as well, basically making an incredibly luxurious interior and a very nice, discreet and subtle way to get around in, well, from the exterior, you wouldn't necessarily realize. So that's a one-off project that they've worked on and made. And one other thing, actually, you see just here on the armrest on the central console, they also have a pearl for some jewelry, and there's another one on this side too. Very, very, very cool. I think we could call this another take on extreme. This is the Koenigsegg Regera on their stand, not necessarily their highlight of the show, but this stands out in a big way to me because the finish of the car is raw, unlacquered carbon fiber. Of course, by not having either a glossy or a satin lacquer over the top, a little bit of weight is saved, a few kilos across the entire car. But it also gives you this unbelievable appearance. It's a strange kind of shine that's almost unfamiliar, a little bit like a chromed or aluminium part of a car, but seeing the exposed weave on the carbon fiber, and of course, let's not forget, it's a Koenigsegg Regera. It's their hybrid hypercar with a direct drive gearbox with no gears that does so much else. The Grand Tourer model in their lineup, you could say, with the active rear wing that raises up out of the back. You even have the carbon fiber wheels that match with everything else. Basically, they've kind of taken no holds barred to the presentation of this car. It doesn't have the Ghost package, which adds on a few more flicks and winglets, but as an appearance, even carbon fiber with the different crystals inside the light, as an appearance though, wow. I mean, honestly, this is unlike really anything else, to be honest. Full raw carbon Koenigsegg Regera. I'm not sure if that's been presented on a hypercar before this one, but I'm looking at this absolutely mesmerised by it. Just a bit about the Regera. Those fins are the exhaust, and that is to do with the electrical system, and then you also have the charging point behind the number plate when it folds open. Wow. What a crazy, crazy thing. Koenigsegg Regera in the raw carbon fiber. The team at Klassen have taken the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, in this case the Maybach version, and they have stretched it and called it the Plus 360 because, as you guessed it, 360 millimeters longer, 36 centimeters longer, with all the luxury of the Maybach, and now with even more foot space as well, but still on the outside quite discreet and smart with lots of technology. You can see the curtains closed, the screens that you have in there for the entertainment, an extended S-Class. Alpina have put their touches to BMWs, so the B5 bi-turbo, the Touring there. Then we've got the new 7 Series, the LCI version, the B7 LWB in this case, with that ginormous front grille, and of course a few modifications down at the bottom. You can see the Alpina logo in the lower splitter. Then if we come to the other side, that's the XD4, the BMW X4, and the B4S bi-turbo, the all-wheel drive edition 99, special edition, special livery, as you can see, from Alpina. Here's quite a cool project. The team from Manifattura Automobili Torino with their Stratos here in the Alitalia livery. Of course, many people will remember these going racing, rallying, and, well, cool to see a project that they're working on out in Italy. And yeah, second year or third year, I think that they've shown it here now. Check these out on the Motor World stand. There are 2 Lamborghini tractors, except this is the Lamborghini Centenario tractor with 6 exhausts, and they're building 5 of them for 250,000 euros plus tax. A Lamborghini tractor, people, that's not something I necessarily expected to see here. Now, I like this. TopCar's take on the 911 Turbo S with visual purple carbon fibre. The colour of this is stunning, and check out the wheels as well. It's got gold wheels, the BBS FIRs, of course the same wheel I now have on my Ford GT, and behind it a full carbon Panamera as well. But this is really quite nice. The interior, it's got a brown leather interior, but the carbon fibre, the full body, it's the stinger of course on the Turbo S, is looking very, very nice. No doubt a new exhaust system as well. But wow, I love that look. The colour is amazing. TopCar also have the G63 and the Lamborghini Urus. They've done to both of these carbon fibre, the exposed glossy carbon fibre on the Urus, some work down to the base of it as well, and the satin green of the G63. New bonnet, new carbon pieces on the bumper, wider parts as well with the carbon covers over the wheel arches. Nice. At RUF then, it is these two cars to talk about. The RUF CTR, known as the Yellowbird, that's the first production car actually delivered here to its customer. The blue one, I guess we could call it a Bluebird, but it's a tribute back to the earlier RUF Yellowbird. They were going to make 30 of them. With customer approval, they've expanded that to 50 cars. It costs 800,000 euros, but it's basically a retro styling modern car. It has a carbon fibre monocoque, the rear mounted engine with 710 horsepower, 880 Newton meters, and it only weighs, get this, 1,250 kilos. Quite a fair chunk lighter than say a GT2 RS with similar amounts of power and a 7-speed manual gearbox. Built in-house by RUF, and the two cars here surrounded by a number of their other products and things that they work on, including an e-roof back here. But this, when it was launched, had a fantastic reception, and great to see them now coming into production, soon to be delivered around the world. This is the HispanoSuiza Carmen. Now the Geneva Motorshow is often the launching ground for many new cars, and in some cases companies. HispanoSuiza were known back in the 20s and 30s, and one of their older cars can actually be seen behind, but this is a modern reinterpretation. It has completely futuristic design to the interior. You can see the covered rear wheels as well, and the design around the back too. Doors that are opening up, motorized, controlled to open, and yeah, something completely new. It's a hyper SUV, the GFG Style Kangaroo. We can see the indicator actually flashing there at the rear at the moment. An electric car, a lot of performance. We'll go 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 4 seconds, I think. And look inside, look at the digital screens that you have inside. But just what I was saying, the launching ground for a number of new products, including this. This is a world premiere from TechArt, the introduction of the new GT Street RS. It's based on the 911 Turbo S, except this one, as you can see, has a carbon fibre aero kit. It has 770 horsepower, 920 Newton meters, all-wheel drive as per the Turbo S, and as I experienced before with the previous generation, it's ludicrously fast. We were doing 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 2.5 seconds and genuinely matching that. I'm not the biggest fan of the choice of green colour to launch it in, but you do get the contrast with the forged carbon fibre for all the components on the exterior. There's a matched helmet inside the bag that's currently positioned on the roof. New wheels that they've designed for the car. You can see the orange accents for the roll cage inside, as well as the stripe down the centre on the exterior. Either way though, very, very cool car. The looks and aero and performance of, say, the GT3 RS and the GT2 RS from a Turbo S. That means you have more comfort inside, or in this case, the fixed buckets, but a completely different setup and feel to the car. Also at TechArt, we have the Grand GT Supreme, a wide body package for the Porsche Panamera Sport Turismo, the estate version of the Panamera. This colour, the dark metallic green, looks very nice. And behind that is the 911 Turbo S Cabriolet, the Sport, the GT Sport, one of just 30 cars. Eadon Green are certainly making some unusual looking cars. They've taken their design of their first generation cars and put it in this case onto the platform of a Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe. You can see the retro-like looks to the arches, the way they head down towards the rear, almost like Bugattis back in the era, for example. But in this case, with the interior luxury of the Rolls-Royce, the doors that open towards the rear as well, and that actual shape you have back here for what I would call the rear bumper, except in this case there isn't so much a bumper, is definitely something unusual. This is the Golden Sahara 2 from back in the 1950s, a project that was created in partnership with Goodyear, so it's on their stand here. This was introduced in 1956, a concept, but it's autonomous. It might not necessarily meet modern safety standards with these sensors protruding out of the front. It also has G and S for Golden Sahara on the headlights. But come and have a quick look at the interior of it. The canopy is bizarre. There's also this steering wheel, which came out from the front of the dashboard, but the idea of an autonomous vehicle back in the 50s looks a bit like a Simpsons car, but something quite forward-thinking, given that that's really what we're talking about now for the future going forward at this time. There are a few new cars on the ABT stand, so the new A6. This is the RS4 Plus they've launched here, the 2.9 turbocharged V6, now making 530 horsepower, 690 newton meters. A very bright green. Green seems to be one of the colours this year with the carbon fibre package. They've also done their work to the Cupra Ateca, branching out a little bit from the traditional Audis. There we go. And then the Q8 at the end. Now, if you want extreme, you can't really do more than the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, the only one in the world, the 16.7 million euro hypercar one-off, the homage tribute to the 1930s Type 57 SC Atlantic, the car they presented here. I know we've seen a lot of it, but this is really, I think, at an extreme when it comes to price tag, because it is the most expensive new car in the world. If one of the original Atlantics, the 3 surviving of the 4 cars, ever were to go for sale, they would probably be the most expensive used car in the world, with a price tag of $100 million, $150 million, who knows. But for a new car, this has now taken that title. It has some design cues that pay tribute to the older Atlantic, but of course based around the quad-turbo 8-litre W16, 1500 horsepower. And as it spins around and we can see the rear, look at that tail light that swoops across the rear, the 6 exhaust tips down there too. Quite a work of art as much as it is a car. For the ultimate in extremes though, the Koenigsegg Jesko, also launched here at the Geneva Motorshow. In the non-track package version of it, it has an ambition of reaching 300 miles per hour. Koenigsegg already hold the production car world speed record, 284 miles per hour with the Agera RS, but the Jesko is aiming to top that. Only 125 units to be made. The car has 1,600 horsepower, their own custom-built light-speed transmission with 7 clutches, and the body kit with all of the aerodynamics creates over 1,000 kilos of downforce at top speed. At 250 kilometers per hour, you're already talking 880 kilos of downforce, and well, everything is a work of art, even what you see underneath. So that is probably the most extreme car, albeit not a tuner car, but from the magicians and wizards of Koenigsegg in Ängelholm in Sweden. What a car. I know I've featured it a lot, but that's a great way to end, I think, our extreme cars tour of the 2019 Geneva Motor Show. We've been to Brabus, we've seen the cars at Mansory, we've also seen the launch of the La Voiture Noire and the Koenigsegg Jesko. What a show it's been. So much going on, so much to see, but I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the coverage this year on the Shmi 150 channel. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your support as always, but that's it for this time. I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.